Time to really analyze and break down some trades. So my first call, once I realized we were reversing, I got in at a $15 win. However, the thing skyrocketed. Right, here's the options contract. I want you guys to really analyze this. $37 at 9:45 a.m. I got in at $70, 9:55 a.m. I got out at $87 at 10:01 a.m. Okay, so this is key, right? If you're scalping, you're getting your $15 win. I was not getting aggressive under 550. So that was it, and then boom, we get the retracement at 10:30. So it was a good trade, it really was. But if you're just YOLOing call, then I could have gone a 120 out. I could have gone a freaking 400, 500 out. I mean, I'm going to do this for every trade because I think it is so valuable and so important that people see the nitty gritty. I mean, I'm not even going into and looking at every other chart and looking at the volume and looking at the sentiment and looking at the news. All that plays into your decision making in the moment, but I'm looking purely at charts right now and showing you how they moved. Alrighty, so I entered this trade at 4 p.m. on Friday. I could have entered at 175 at the beginning of the day, but we had a terrible close, and I was like, I need to protect myself over the weekend so I can relax. And what do you know? We gapped up like crazy, and it was a wonderful, wonderful protection trade. 9:35 a.m. I got out one piece at $735 dollars, $735. Take a piece out, take your risk out. And then, we go higher. We had some bad data. And then, boom, 548, we bottomed, 547 and a half, whatever it was. At this point, we're back at 548s, 549s. Keep in mind, this is a sensitive in the money contract, so it did move very quickly off of that little blip. And then that's when I sold 700. I got out. I took my second piece out, covered the gap. At this point, I was like, all right, I'll re-enter if we really flush again. But we were getting VIX crushed, and I was feeling pretty confident and, just being naked at this point. So, yeah, and then we flushed the whole day. So it was just a grade A, wonderful trade, and I'm really happy that I captured a $470 profit on that liquidation. So clearly a beautiful trade. This was a quick $73 to $90 in like 20 minutes. So it was better than having puts. So I had a nice call. So this was a missed trade. It was the first to rebound, and I got in late at 180 and then 200 out. So 10:19 a.m. I got 628 in, and then at 10:28 a.m. I got 639 out. So it was a great quick scalp trying to get the possible put, but then it ultimately was a good out on the no reversal. So you know what I'm saying? It works. 10:21 a.m. I got a $78 fill when I was short. So I was short and long here, and then boom, 10:38 a.m. or 10:35, 102 out. It works. 12:32, 2 at 75, 12:40, 1 out at 80, and then ultimately at 12:42, 1 out at 69. They did end up going to 100, so it was a bummer. Could have made a quick 50, but didn't kick myself too hard as I broke even and the thing reversed, so it was okay. 1:13 p.m., 108 fill, 5:55 SPY rejection. Boom, into 134 at 1:17 p.m. So nice little, win there. Went to 200, but it was still a win. This was a fun trade, too. I let the call come to me, so 5:53 entry, 111 at 123, and then 1:30 p.m. I got out at 123. So quick $12. Beautiful trade, bad execution. 326, I got a 126, and then 330, I got a 87. So really bought the dip. I was confident a little bit, but also scared. And then boom, 110 and a 129 out at that 333 candle. The thing went 200 to 250, so tough. Ultimately, at the end of the day, I dropped the ball and got smoked. Absolute shit show. I tried the strangle. You see just a lot of contracts, and it's actually 11:57 p.m., so these are going to expire in literally 3 minutes. So I am trying to show you guys before. But $45 at 345. I guess I got a decent entry off that red candle on the call. I'm gonna end here. I'm ultimately disgusted. First off, I missed this thing go all the way to 200 in the first place when I had the initial 110 out. And then I saw this thing spike right here, and I just got impulsive again. Lastly, I'm going to show you guys. You could have turned $4 into, $35-$40 here. That's like an 8x or whatever, you know what I mean? Like in a few minutes. And that's not bad risk, if you're putting 10 contracts, $30 for like 300. I'm just saying, these are winners, these are winners right here, 25 to 75. It's good. Yeah, ultimately 470 on the swing puts, 130 on the SPY scalps. So we were at 600, and then 50 on the other tickers. But, ultimately ended the day with 500 winners. So that's good. Like I said, 70 to 85, $15 on this. But if you're going to just like YOLO, and I could have gone even a better entry, like a 50 or a 40 here, right? But the point is like this thing not only did it end the day at 300, but it went parabolic into 400, 500. So theoretically, if you did a 50 to 400, like that's what we're talking about, people. Like, you're giving yourself so many opportunities to prosper, but it only works on days like today where we have a crazy. However, if I didn't throw away, 120 at the close, then we would have really had a 650 day as opposed to more like a 520 or whatever. So food for thought, I was like 13-0. Like, you guys saw those snipers. I was legitimately like spot on, and I sold a bunch of those early too. So yeah. Yeah, if we're focusing on quality, like, honestly, you could have gone this at 700 on the retracement, and then you could have gone out at like 900 or even like 1,100. So